Hey everybody, Matt Hartman here again for Drunkard's Walk. Thanks so much for listening this week, and thank you to Jesse L.E. for our theme music and Nick Jaramillo for our artwork. Well, if you're enjoying what you're listening to, please make sure you give us a rating or a review, and check out our link tree so you can give us a destination or join our Patreon. We would love if you would do either. A quick trigger warning for the episodes that you're about to listen to. There is mention of suicide, so if this is a sensitive topic for you, be aware of that. If you or anyone you know is contemplating suicide, please seek help. You can call 988 in the United States. That will get you to the Suicide and Crisis Hotline. You can also call any local emergency number, 911, 999, 000, depending on what country you are in. Thanks and enjoy the episode. Hey everybody, welcome to Drunkard's Walk, the podcast. It's me, Matt Hartman, one of the hosts of Drunkard's Walk. You know, you may have heard me say this many times before, or maybe this is the first time you're hearing me say it, but we are the Wiki Racing Podcast. That's right. Have you ever been in a wiki race before? No? You don't know what that is? Well, that's okay. You're about to find out. And you know who the perfect person to tell you is? It's not me. It's my co-host, Jethro Nolen.
Hi, humans. I am here to co-host this episode. Pause for enthusiastic applause.
I'll tell you what, man, that was so anticlimactic. I set you up with all this energy, and then you came in at like a 3. What's your deal, man?
Listen, it took me a lot to get up to a 3. I've been laying down on a couch all day. I'm very tired.
Right.
I'm old. Matt. I'm old, and I've given up on most things.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's at least there's a reason behind it. That's
you know, I will say so. When you say Wiki Racing Podcast,
and I do say that, yeah.
When I hear race, I hear like we're trying to get somewhere fast, and getting somewhere fast requires a lot of exertion, a lot of use of muscle, a lot of calories expended, and for me, the beauty of the Wiki race is not that we're trying to get somewhere fast. It's that we're trying to get somewhere in the smallest number of steps possible, which is a testament to my laziness, which I'm really good at. So it's not that I want to get to the destination quickly, because God knows we don't do that, because we argue about stuff for way too long. It's that I don't have the energy to click on a whole bunch of links. So I want to click on the fewest number of links possible.
I think, Jethro, it depends on how you are measuring the speed at which we are moving, right? So if you are measuring it in time, as is often used to measure speed, then
usually speed definitely refers to distance travel.
Right. Well, but what I'm saying here is that if we're looking at distance traveled, if we're looking at the number of links measuring our speed, in other words, we're saying 4 links is faster than 10 links, then in that way, we are trying to get there as fast as we possibly can.
Yeah, there you go. Well, if you want to use the language in a way that almost nobody uses it, you are correct.
I do want to do that. That's part of who I am, man. I gotta look at things from a different perspective, or else what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who wants to use words in a way that the common people understand and can absorb? When in fact, if we use a hyper academic phrasing of technical terms, then we will really get the ivory tower set on board.
That's what I'm thinking. And most of the people that listen to us are of that set already anyway. So I'm just really playing to our audience.
Yeah, we got that email from Noam Chomsky the other day.
It was difficult to read. I could barely put it together.
Very dense text.
But well worth it. And I think just the fact that we have it is great. And I think the fact that we're here is great. And you know, when I talk about wiki racing, you're right. We're not going there quickly as far as time is concerned, but we are trying to get from one Wikipedia page to another in the fewest number of links possible, because we're just using the links on the pages, right? And where are we starting? We start where we ended the week before. Where are we ending? Jethro, we never know. We never know. No.
I still don't even know where we ended last week.
No, so I do. We ended at Kawaii.
Oh, the island in Hawaii?
No, you might think so, but no. This was the Japanese concept of cuteness or something along those lines. I could totally be wrong about that, but That's generally how I understood it. And we had our good friend Dave Foreman on, and that was a blast. He gave us that, and he walked with us the whole time. I mean, I don't know about you, man, but I'm still talking about how much fun I had on that one.
Dave Foreman is a blast, and if only we had somebody of that caliber, somebody who I loved and respected as much as I love and respect Dave Foreman.
Yeah.
Somebody who makes me laugh as much as Dave Foreman makes me laugh. God, it would be great to have a guest who matched that profile.
Yeah. I was thinking about Jethro, and you told me that was your requirements, and so I started looking through our Rolodex of possible guests, and I think I have found somebody that might meet your criteria.
Who's that?
Well, it's none other than your wife, Kristy Nolen.
Hello. That's why I'm sitting next to you, honey.
What? Oh my God! I thought you just weren't getting the hint that I had to start the podcast.
I was creeping in on you today.
This is normally my me time.
Right.
So, this and the
It's
9 hours a day that I play Witcher.
Sure.
In the basement. But 9 hours is not quite enough me time in the
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hello, Matt.
Hi, Kristy. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. Delighted to be here.
Yeah, welcome back to the podcast. You know, it's been a minute. We didn't have a wives episode this season, but we're fulfilling it more with. We had an episode where Emma was our guest, and now we have an episode where you're our guest. So it's kind of like a proxy wives episode. But we'll have to get back to the real thing next season and
Whenever
make sure that we get you on.
Stop being afraid of us beating you. Then you let us know, and we can get back to the wives episodes.
Oh.
So.
Well, if we have to wait till then, it might not happen.
It'll never happen.
Yeah, it may not. Because I think right now we're tied, and so like the next time we have you on is the opportunity for you to take the lead, which is terrifying, of course, to us.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to Emma and figure out. We'll start cheating now, so we can make that happen.
Good. Well, I can give you some pointers on that. So that's
yeah. Jethro knows everything about that. Well, it is great to have you back on. Now, let's see. What have you been up to since we spoke to you last? What have you been doing? What's been filling the days? What do you do these days?
So right now I'm in a production of As You Like It, Shakespeare in the Park here in Ann Arbor. And my daughter is the lead, and I have a little teeny tiny part, but it is fun because I get to watch her and hang out with her. And being in the park is a challenge. It's a lot of yelling and bugs, but yes, it's fun to get back to Shakespeare and do Shakespeare. So I'm having a good time.
Yeah. How do you feel about performing outside? Because I've never been. I've done a couple of outdoor performances, and I have not enjoyed them because of the exactly what you're talking about with the volume and the environment kind of coming in on you. How do you feel about that?
Well, so the place where we are is idyllic. It's the Arboretum in Ann Arbor, and they have a what are those flowers? Peonies. They have this peony garden that everybody comes and flocks to. It's breathtaking. And so people come and they bring chairs, and you're right. It is challenging to be outside, but I feel like people really like it. They bring their kids. And I definitely was one of those people who at a young age saw Shakespeare, and it changed the trajectory of my life and stuff. So I think it's cool that there are kids that's, like Maddie and other kids, that this is like really important for them. So it's cool to be, and we got a cool t-shirt.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, you didn't tell me about, hey, let's not bury the lead here. You're getting a t-shirt out of this.
Free t-shirt. I was like, I'm there.
I love it.
The hallmark of quality theater.
Yeah.
For
it
sure.
Seems like it. Well, I tried to get one last year because we went and saw Maddie. She's like, you have to be in it, Mom, to get a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So,
you got to be in it to win it. Is the place that's being held called the Ann Arboretum?
No.
Oh, it should be, I feel like.
Listen, the people of Ann Arbor don't have a lot of sense of humor.
Oh, okay.
The
Ann's Arbor.
The pun possibilities for their city, they're very uptight.
They call it Shakespeare in the Arb.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Rather than in the park. I get it. Yeah. I got it. And how has it been being in a production with is this the first production you've ever been in with your daughter?
Yes, for sure.
What is that like?
It's crazy. I mean, the I'll say though, I'm double cast and she's triple cast. So
Okay.
the fantasy of we're gonna be on stage all the time is not actually happening.
Okay.
But it is very fun to get to meet all of her friends, and they always have such nice things to say about her. And like the fact that she wanted me to be a part of it makes me go, oh, maybe I'm not too embarrassing of a mom. So that part is all very nice. And it was her 21st birthday the other day, so I took cupcakes and we all sang. So from that aspect, it's been just fantastic.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's so like I can't imagine being involved in a production with not just with like my daughter, but anybody. Like I feel like every production I do is just with either strangers or maybe friends, right? Like maybe when I was in college, I was doing shows with friends and things like that. But it's tough for me to picture being involved in something like that with a family member, and if it would be amazing or if it would be like, oh, this is a little weird. Like they're not themselves and they're playing another person, and so am I. And is that weird? Like,
I
I don't
think
know.
so. I mean, I definitely know. So I mean, spoiler. I really yell at Maddie's character and banish
Oh,
her and stuff.
okay.
And the time we did it in rehearsal, she really had tears in her eye. I mean, like I think there's partly a weird thing of, having your mom yell at you and tell you that she's gonna kill you or whatever. Like
That's not in the script.
well, no, if she doesn't leave if she doesn't leave that death is on the line.
Oh yeah.
So, so from that aspect, I think it's definitely weird and feels strange to have somebody in a different context.
I don't understand because you have no problem yelling at me in an improv scene.
Shut up, Jethro.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so different though, Jethro.
Yes.
Come on. I bet it
It's worse
gives you.
because he's the one coming up with the words.
Well, that's true,
At
but
least in the play, you can be like, "Hey, well, Shakespeare wrote it. I gotta say it." But an improv scene is like, "No, you chose to say that."
Oh,
right.
Everybody who knows you knows why, though. Honey, come on.
Right,
True.
and also,
A
I mean,
lot to
look,
deal with.
but she met you like later in your life. Like you two met as people that hadn't known each other. You got to know each other. It's a different relationship than that between a parent and child. And I think
Definitely,
No, I get that, but thank you for explaining it to me.
it's got to give you a different perspective on Golden Pond, right? You got to watch that movie now, and you're like, wow, I really see how this must have really been something for them.
Yes.
That's why they never made another movie together.
Although, if you think about movies or you think about plays, like the majority of stuff happens off stage, off screen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like not to turn down the awesomeness of the play, but I get to pick her up and we drive too. And, tomorrow we're going to go get dinner before the show. And so, I think that you're right that the pictures and stuff that we have will always be us in our Renaissance outfits. But like for me, the great thing has been meeting her friends, spending extra time together, going out for our first drink on her 21st birthday. Like that kind of stuff. It is the stuff that last night in between warm-ups and fight call, we just sat and talked about things and outside in this beautiful air, the arboretum. It was great.
That's so awesome.
I'm very lucky. Yeah.
I love it. That's so cool. Well, that sounds like a great way to be spending your time.
And Jethro's going to do it next year.
What? No.
Are you?
Right?
No.
We're publicly announcing.
That sounds good.
Kristy, Jethro, and Maddie are all going to do it next year.
There you go. Get your tickets now, folks. Don't wait. Don't sleep on this one. Get your chair set up in the Arboretum right now.
Sitters in the front, chairs in the back.
There you go. Is that a mullet? Isn't that no? Is that something? That might be something different.
Your mullet's gone horribly wrong.
Well, it is awesome to have you on here. Thank you for taking some time out of that to come on and be our guest. Now, have you already told Jethro what your destination is going to be? Does he already know?
I checked in because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't one you did before.
Oh, okay.
Because,
and was it?
It's getting to a large number.
Okay.
And,
yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
And Jethro's so excited about the possibility of us someday getting the same topic again. He thinks that would be amazing.
I would be incredibly amazed.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So
why don't you tell us what do you got for us?
Sure. So it is a person. It is a woman. Her name is Peg Entwistle.
Oh.
Pentwistle.
That last name sounds vaguely familiar.
That is my maiden name, Entwistle, and it's kind of it's a bit of an unusual name. So here's how much stuff should I tell you about it?
Everything you know.
Okay,
whatever you like.
So Peg Entwistle, and she actually has a longer formal name. It was like Matilda Lillian something. She is notorious for having jumped off the Hollywood sign.
Oh no.
No, sorry. But yeah, she is the only known, I mean, I think only known or first known, or she jumped off. She was an actress, a well-known, well, not well-known, but like I reread the article, and Betty Davis, this was her inspiration. Peg Entwistle was like, okay, Betty Davis.
So this is long enough ago that we can make fun of it, I think.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
And the thing that I also thought was so interesting is, so a lot of people mispronounce Entwistle because there's no H in it, and they miss out on the H and in the whistle, and their head explodes. So guess what letter she jumped off of?
No, not the H.
The H.
Oh, gosh. And all I can ask is why?
No.
Well, oh boy, that was not great. Not great.
So it's I mean, she started off in England, and then went to New York and was on stage. And I mean, it doesn't sound like there was no, celebrity was a different thing back then. Yeah, sure. But it sounded like she was a working actor. She was only in one film. Do you want me to tell you what that is?
Oh, sure. I'm sure.
Yeah,
it's a
absolutely.
really well-known film.
The 13 Women, which was released posthumously.
Oh, wow. Okay. So she went to Hollywood, was in a movie, and before it was even released, she was like, couldn't take it anymore. And,
yes.
Oh, gosh. Are we sure that is there any suspicion that there was foul play involved?
Not that I know of. So
okay.
If you're a hiker, who, people hike around the Hollywood sign. I've hiked up there before.
In your darker days.
My dark.
Oh, no. Oh,
no, just to see up there and like the observation place.
Listen, we've all hiked in the Hollywood Hills and thought about our place in the universe and maybe ending it all.
And a hiker saw a lady's bag and like I think maybe shoes or something, and was like, "Oh, that's weird," and went over and could see the body. So she took and I guess there was a note inside the purse that said P.E. It was signed P.E. So,
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Physical education. That's why she was there. She just turned on.
Yeah.
Huh. So, okay.
I love how upset Matt is about all of this.
No, I didn't. No. Well, so I'm curious. Was she? So you said that she was an actress in New York first. Like, was she in major shows that we would have heard of as well?
Yeah, she did. She was on Broadway. Well, I mean, like how familiar are you with the like pre-30s Broadway shows?
Hugely familiar.
So she was in The Wild Duck.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
In 1925.
Right.
And I think the more well-known was Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I've heard of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Not as a show on Broadway, of course, but
or was it like Sherlock Holmes and the Study in Scarlet or
it
something?
Says then as appearance in Sherlock Holmes in the 1929 Broadway production.
Okay.
She was uncredited in the Broadway production of Hamlet, which starred Ethel Barrymore.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, that's big. And it was Sherlock Holmes. It wasn't Sherlock the musical with an exclamation point, right?
Like they used to do.
That was back in the 1920s.
Let me see if I can find. I don't see. There's a picture of her with the Sherlock Holmes thing. So.
Okay.
Aside from a part in the suspense drama Sherlock Holmes and the Strange Case of Miss Faulkner.
Oh, okay.
And her desire to play more challenging roles, Entwistle was often cast as a comedian.
There we go.
Oh, all right. Could
it be?
So I have to.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have to ask. Like, how did you become aware of this person? Is this a person that is related to you in some way, or?
I mean, it's not a name like Jones or Smith, but it's not also in England, it's much more common. But there's not a ton of them around. So it's possible. But when I was in LA, I guess no, I had already changed my name. But when I was acting with the name Entwistle before I got married, more than one person was like, "Oh, did you ever hear about the lady who jumped off the Hollywood sign?"
Oh, wow. So she is known for this. Like this is not something that like because you had this last name you discovered this person and then you know this story but nobody else does. Like there are many people that know this story.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, in the same way that when we were getting married on April 20th, there were people that knew, oh, that's Hitler's birthday.
Yeah, that's a pretty well-known fact, Jethro.
No. Why would people know Hitler's birthday?
I don't know. It just is. Well, I'll tell you exactly why. Unfortunately, it's because of the Columbine shootings. Because those kids picked that date because of that.
That's why you shouldn't teach history in schools. That's all I'm saying.
No, that they necessarily learned it in school. But.
Yeah. Anyway, so people walk around with weird facts in their heads. And some of them are morbid, and this is one of them.
Right, but I guess what I'm saying is, and I mean, she has a Wikipedia page, right? So clearly, she is well known enough to have a Wikipedia page. So I'm just anyway. The point of the story is
not teeny tiny either. It's an actual page.
Yeah.
So, drawing on our tremendous reservoir of knowledge of Broadway from the 1920s, I think we'll be able to get her lickety split, no problem.
Here's a fun fact. A lot of people thought the Steely Dan song Peg was about her.
Oh.
But they later confirmed, no, it's not.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing.
We come back
we don't have money for...
We don't have the rights for that. We don't have the rights for that.
If you want to sing some songs from Sherlock the Musical, feel free.
Watson! Get up here right away.
No, that's you're thinking of the Alexander Graham Bell musical, where he tells Watson to come here immediately.
I think the lyric is Watson, go win on Jeopardy because you're a computer.
No, you're thinking of the Alex Trebek musical, All Alex.
Question mark.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is fascinating. I don't know how we're going to get from Kawaii to Peg Entwistle, but I know there's got to be a path, and we shall find it. The game is afoot.
So. The game is afoot. Yes. And just remember, Entwistle has an age.
Wait.
It doesn't have an age.
It doesn't have an age.
When you jump off it.
Oh. Oh, man.
Wow.
Okay.
No, Entwistle is without an H. Entwistle.
All right. Well,
all right.
We will remember that. And thank you, Kristy, so much for doing this again and break many, many legs in your show.
Cheers.
And take care.
Bye.
We'll see you again next season. Bye.
Come on, puppies.
And her four-legged entourage is departing with her.
Indeed. All right, Jethro. So,
all right.
So a couple of things that we need to address before we start walking here. One of which is that we have to we have to talk about beverages. Are you having a beverage this evening?
I disappointingly am having a La Croix limoncello naturally essenced sparkling water, which is not actually limoncello, the flavored liqueur. So
Is it
I'm
not?
having
Is it not LaCroix?
is it is it? I have no idea. I just see it on the can. I've heard it pronounced La Croix, but it could have been somebody who was exaggerating for comedic effect
I
and
assumed that it was
purposely.
pronounced the same way as like St. Croix, the island that is spelled the same way. But I don't know. Maybe not.
Listen, I just spent a lot of time in Nolens, where down on the bayou they don't always pronounce the X in
Okay.
words. So
Okay.
that's what I know. That's all I know.
Okay. All right. Well, I am having a drink tonight because
What
I
do you got?
always
What do you
do,
got there?
and I'm having a wiggle whiskey.
Look at that.
And in fact, this particular one is called Teddy Barrel Kisses.
Aw, isn't that
This
adorable?
this is a limited one that they brought out for Valentine's Day, so I've been holding on to it for a while here. It is whiskey distilled from the malt mash finished in beer barrels, and it's got all kinds of interesting like notes of caramel and coffee and dark chocolate. It's not sweet in any way, but it has those kind of like supposedly, according to the label on the back, notes of those things. And when you smell
Excellent.
it kind of you can smell that because you've been told that it's there, so you can smell it.
Yeah, that's not how smelling works. You should
Yep.
you should definitely be not told about it and then see
Mm.
if you use those words.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not good at that. I like knowing what's in my whiskey and then telling you that I agree. All right. Well, then in addition to that, we have to come up with our predictions on how many links will it take us to get from Kawaii to Peg Entwistle. So I'm going to write down a number, Jethro.
Oh,
and,
are you now?
I'm going to slide it across the table here to you. And I
That's
think
gonna
you're
be
going to
hard.
find it very reasonable.
Okay, I think first of all, this is not a negotiation. This is
Oh,
a
I think it
guessing game.
is. Oh, it's a negotiation
You
now.
can't slide it across the table because I'm literally in another state. So,
Well,
all right, I've also written down a number.
fantastical. So let us then venture off and find what we can find
Let's do it.
for Peg Entwistle. So this is this page, this Kawaii page, is long, and as I mentioned before, it is related to cuteness. It is in fact the culture of cuteness in Japan. It can refer to items, humans, and non-humans that are charming, vulnerable, shy, and childlike. That's what it says here.
My immediate go-to for this is Hello Kitty, which
Yes.
is, of course, featured on this. Not that that's by any means the only example of this, because there are a lot of those delightful little critters.
There are many examples on the page. Hello Kitty is one of the ones that is used as an example in the first paragraph, as is Pikachu from Pokemon. Or Pocket Monster. So there you go. There's styles of writing apparently that match this, but I think Jethro, we've got a lot of entertainment related things on this page, and we're trying to get to an entertainer. So I'm wondering if that is a good path for us, or perhaps, baby-faced is linked on here. Maybe this was a baby-faced person. I don't know anything about her. So what do you think? Was she cute?
Well, I mean, if she was an actor, then those tend to be on the physically attractive side. So I would not be surprised by that. I do see comics listed here.
Okay.
And given the important role that comic books have played in modern American cinema in the last 20 years or so, that could get us to Hollywood.
Yeah. So you think Hollywood rather than like kind of acting or stage or anything like that is a better path to follow?
They're certainly all. I mean, they're all possibilities that can get us there. It's just what's going to be the most direct. Because again, I don't have the energy to click a lot of links.
Sure, I understand that.
Yeah,
I see a link to, first of all, the Wuzzles are linked on this page, which I don't know if you remember the Wuzzles or not, but they were an animated television series from the 80s where it was like these animals that were mashups of other animals. Do you remember this at all?
I have a hazy memory of it.
So I
I
think that
should
it's
just
great.
stop saying I have the kind of memory that all my memories are now, which is hazy.
Sure. They have a lot of other 80s things in here. Polly Pocket, My Little Pony, Strawberry Shortcake, Rainbow Bright, the Popples, and the Wuzzles and the Care Bears are all linked in here. But amongst that group is also Barbie is linked in here. And there was just a very popular Barbie movie. And it is also like a movie that kind of supports the feminist ideals. So I wonder if this actress who was, well, I guess I have no idea if she was a feminist or not, but I like to believe that she was like striking out against some sort of patriarchy or something like that.
What are
you're doing the things that she did? But
just manufacturing a narrative out of whole cloth.
Yeah, I think that she was treated very poorly because she was a woman, and I think that she had enough of that, and she said no more. And I think that's what happened.
Okay, yeah. I feel like you're just writing yourself whatever story you want to hear. That's
pretty
fine.
sure that's what happened.
Yeah. So I'm not quite ready to commit to that incredibly speculative.
All right.
Collection.
How about Cabbage Patch Kids or Nintendo? They are both linked on here as well.
Didn't we go through Nintendo not too long ago? I feel like we've been through there.
We may have.
Possibly.
Can you tell me what Nintendo started as? Their company was not originally doing video games. What were they doing? Do you remember?
Nintendo? Oh God, like coal mining equipment or something.
No, it's playing cards.
Playing cards. There we go.
Yeah. All right. Well, I do see a link down at the bottom here to never mind. I thought it said bowling in Japan, but it was bowing in Japan. So never mind. It's not nearly as entertaining as I thought.
Yeah, indeed. Although
I want to go to a page all about bowling in Japan, but that's not what this is. So never mind.
Yeah, Japanese bowling.
Well, how would that be different? I'm curious. I really am curious.
Who's to say?
Have you been to Japan?
I have not. I lived in Hong Kong. Actually, that's not entirely true. I did have a layover in like the Tokyo airport when I was living in Hong Kong.
Doesn't count.
It does not count. Yeah, no. That's what I have to say. So there is a link under the sea also to camp, as an aesthetic style or sensibility, which might be a fun path. It gets us into show business and such. But it's just a thought.
Interesting. I also see superficial charm linked on here, which there's a lot of superficial charm in Hollywood. So
if that doesn't get us to Hollywood, then who's doing something wrong? Yeah.
So I could go with any of these. I mean, I like all of these ideas that you have. I think that getting away from specifically Japanese culture is probably a wise move, because that's not where we're trying to land. So any of the ones that kind of get us off of that path, I am kind of fine with.
I don't know. I like your discovery of superficial charm. I feel like that. I mean, having lived in Hollywood, I feel like that is a resource that it's like going to. It's like clicking on oil to get to Texas. I feel like you could get there.
Yeah, I'm down. I mean, I think that we've never been there before, and we may never go there again. So let's give it a try.
There you go. Superficial charm or insincere charm refers to the social act of saying and doing things because they are well received by others, rather than what one actually believes or wants to do.
Yeah, and one of the things that I was a little bit concerned about, and I didn't want to bring it up because I did want to check this page out, was that this would be a short page.
Okay.
And Jethro, I was right.
Yeah, this is
very short page.
This is definitely a short page indeed. But I will say that under the sea also there are links to disappointment and disenchantment, which are often things that people feel before they throw themselves off the Hollywood side.
Ooh, yikes. Okay.
So, I mean, there is the possibility of getting to Peg Entwistle through a noteworthy suicides Wikipedia page. But given how upset you already seem to be, I don't know if we want to go down that path.
I just have to make sure that I put some sort of trigger warning at the beginning of the episode, because I feel like if anybody
that ship
winds their way onto this episode and then doesn't know that this is coming, would be upsetting. So I just have to make sure that I note this, and that I hopefully you've already heard that, folks. And if you haven't, trigger warning.
Yeah. No, I mean, why would we say that when you have complete control in how it's listed and produced? So there you go.
Because I have to remember to do it. So that's the problem, is that I have to remember to do it. So
whereas
I've remembered.
Who do none of the post-production work or promotional work or anything else, you really suck at picking partners to share equal work and things, Matt. I'll just say that.
Yeah, well, I'll make notes to myself all over the place here, so I'll remember. All right. So if you want to go through something like that, we can. I want to point out that in that same vein, there is antisocial personality disorder linked on this page. So that is another possibility to get us through that same sort of idea. I don't love this. It's not a very uplifting path, but it is a possible path. So
yeah. So as a counterpoint to those less happy ones, we do have flattery and charm.
Yes.
And superficial.
Yes.
Which all could get us a little bit closer theoretically.
Yeah, I like any of those, and I like them all better than I like going through the more downer paths here.
Yeah. So if we want to go to the more broad idea of superficial, I would make a case that is somewhere we can go.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that. Because there's not much on here. So let's do it. Let's go to superficial.
In social psychology, superficiality refers to the lack of depth in relationships, conversation, and analysis. The principle of superficiality versus depth is said to have been pervaded Western culture since at least the time of Plato. And Western culture is linked there, although Western culture is a pretty broad topic.
Very, very broad.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through the rest of the page here. There is a in the media section, and there are some things. Pride and Prejudice is linked on here. These are mostly books, though.
But Pride and Prejudice could get us to like play adaptations, movie adaptations, starring famous actresses. Bill Hicks is linked here.
Yes.
Isn't going to get us closer to Peg Entwistle, but boy, it's always nice to see Bill Hicks popping up.
Well,
and popular culture is linked as well, which would be better than Western culture if we want to get to Hollywood.
That is true. I'm enjoying the C also here, where we see things like celebrity culture, which may be a good way to go.
Oh yeah,
dumbing down, sheeple, silliness. These things are all linked on here. So
superficial charm linked on here.
Yep. Hyper reality is linked on here as well. So celebrity culture might be a good way to get into. Like I don't even know exactly what we're shooting for here, other than movies, I guess.
I feel like if we can get to like the Hollywood sign, that she's going to be listed on there. Yeah. And if she's not, then we are screwed.
Okay. Well, so I like celebrity culture for something like that.
Yeah. I also like Pride and Prejudice because it gets us to like versions of Pride and Prejudice. And it's been a popular thing for a long time, so there could have been a play in the 20s. Because if we get to Betty Davis or Ethel Barrymore, there's a possibility that we can get to Peg Entwistle. But if you want to go to celebrity culture, I feel like that is a definite strong candidate. Gets us closer to Hollywood.
Yeah, I like that. A popular culture also you mentioned, which isn't a bad one. Pride and Prejudice. I'm worried that it maybe gets us to, well, I don't know. It could be. Pride and Prejudice could that path that you're talking about could be a good one. I just don't know for sure that it is. I feel like it's going to be more about the novel, and it might it might be like you have to go to a separate page to find out about the things about the movies that were made about it or things like that. It might be on the same page, but it might not.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a risk. That is for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got celebrity culture, Pride and Prejudice, and popular culture. I feel like we've narrowed it down to those three. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay, so out of those three, I'm going to actually vote. I think now I'm going to change it to popular culture. Would be my vote.
Oh, and I was going to go to celebrity culture.
Were you? Okay, all right. Well, celebrity culture had my initial vote, so I feel like it gets like a quarter of a vote, which takes it up over popular culture, which only has one vote right now. So let's.
Are you saying you get a 1 1/4 votes?
No, I'm saying that because before I seemed like I was going to go that way, it's kind of unfair for me to change, so it should get a little extra boost.
I feel like this is some electoral college bullshit.
I'm trying to go to the thing that you want to go to, but if you want to go to popular culture, let's go to popular culture.
I wanted to go to Pride and Prejudice, and I was
Oh my
meaning to go to celebrity culture because of you.
We
But
have
I feel like, yeah. Anyway,
right,
celebrity
you know
culture
what?
is that where we're going?
Listen, I picked superficial charm. You make the choice here. I'm happy with all three of these. I think they could either of them, any three could probably get us there.
All right, let's go to celebrity culture.
All right, celebrity culture it is. That was definitely the wrong choice, and it is all on you.
All right, good to know that our brand remains.
No, here's the thing. You always get these things right, so she's probably going to be on this page. That's the way things work out. So
I do see Walter Winchell.
So do I. Yeah.
So I think he is definitely a possibility because he gets us into like the 30s, and was a famous critic and
a Broadway reporter. It says.
Yeah. So I feel like he could definitely be an avenue for us right there.
Yeah. I agree with that. Justin Bieber is on here as well. I think that he can definitely get us in because he sings a lot.
He does.
And there was a song that might have been about her but wasn't. So that's a good path.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Steely Dan's page has a lot of things that are like, hey, things that didn't inspire Steely Dan songs.
Right, exactly. Actually, I could definitely see a page, something on a page where it was like, this song was attributed, but it's not about her, and I could see that happening. I don't want to go to the Steely Dan page, but I could see it being a thing that would happen.
It's possible. I mean, if it were widely believed to have been,
right.
But I just don't know if Peg Entwistle is well known enough for her to have influenced masses of Steely Dan fans.
No, me neither. I do see Entertainment Tonight is linked on here.
Yeah.
Which is it's going to talk a lot about Hollywood for sure. And actually, I believe Entertainment Tonight had a logo behind the reporters that looked like the Hollywood sign. Yeah. So you may even be able to get to Hollywood sign from the Entertainment Tonight page. I'm not saying we should go there, but I am saying that there's a possibility.
Yeah. So there is a section called Posthumous Fame, which I'm looking as a surprisingly large number of people. And I'm just wondering, in fact, comedian Bill Hicks listed here again.
Mm-hmm.
Good heavens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soren Kierkegaard.
Yeah.
John Kennedy Toole, who posthumously won a Pulitzer Prize for writing Confederacy of Dunces, which is a fantastic book.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, but not who we're looking for here. No Peg Entwistle.
No. Nope. Although there is a link to Hollywood Marriages.
Yeah, I see that.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath that, Star Suckers, an expose of a culture obsessed by celebrity.
Yeah, but that's to a specific documentary. So
yes, it is. I would not go there. 15 Minutes of Fame, though, is linked, which I really enjoy. The fact that there's a page for 15 Minutes of Fame.
Yeah, by coined by Pittsburgh's own Andy Warhol, if memory serves.
Yeah. There you go. Oh no, I'm sorry. It says on here the expression was inspired by a quotation misattributed to Andy Warhol.
Oh, was it really Steely Dan?
It was Steely Dan all along. Who would have known? I actually, you know what? Who I think was the one that said it was Wilford Brimley. So there you go. I'm pretty sure he was
right before he got diagnosed with diabetes.
That's right. He jumped in that pool with the cocoon people, and there you go. He was on his way. All right. Well, I mean, there are a lot of possibilities out of here. I don't see a link to the Hollywood sign itself, unfortunately. But I do see a lot of nice, juicy possibilities. Which one are you kind of leaning toward right now?
Well, we've got celebrity. Hollywood Marriages, and again, like it does feel a little icky, yucky, grossy to be aiming to a somewhat geographic destination. So if we want to avoid that, and click on something that is like celebrity, so we can avoid that, we can. But I would say Hollywood Marriages would probably be one possibility, but that's likely to be a short page. Actually, no, that's not likely to be a short page because there are a lot of famous Hollywood types who get married to each other. They
Why
don't
do you think
last, but
that's what? So you want to get to there to get to Hollywood?
I want to get to the Hollywood sign.
Mm-hmm.
If
I just don't know. I don't know that there's going to be a mention of the Hollywood sign under the Hollywood. Just because the word Hollywood is in there, does not mean,
it's
obviously.
fair. It's fair. All right. Well, where do you want to go then, buddy?
I don't know. Celebrities is an interesting one, but again, that's just kind of a path to Hollywood, which then is trying to get to a path to Hollywood sign. Let's see. There's a lot of political stuff on here. There's like Ronald Reagan is on here, actor and also. I don't know. I feel like Entertainment Tonight. I kind of like that one.
You want to go with a TV show that came on the air 60 years after Peg Entwistle died? Is that?
I understand. Well, but if we're trying to get to Hollywood sign, then kind of yes, I do. This whole posthumous fame thing, like I'd like to. I mean, they have Galileo Galilei in here. Like, I mean, this isn't just actors.
Yeah.
I guess you were mentioning there were authors on here and as well. I don't know. Now I'm like, there were so many juicy possibilities, and now I'm kind of like, I don't like any of these. Because I don't know what the best path to get to her is. Maybe it's who did we see up at the top there? Winchell?
Walter
Winchell? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the path.
I mean, talk me through your thinking there.
Well, I mean, if he was a Broadway reporter, it's going to get us into Broadway of that era, right? He was around that era, right? It says he was originally a vaudeville performer. So maybe that's getting into that era gets us closer to her as a performer.
Maybe. But
I guess the problem is, what is she known for, right? It sounded like
she's
what
known
Kristy
for
was
jumping off the Hollywood sign.
That's what I'm saying, right? She was known as a famous like celebrity death. So maybe celebrities is the way to go, and then there'll be a link to celebrity deaths, which is unfortunate again, but maybe that's the way to go.
So are you saying the link to celebrity, or is there a link to celebrity?
Celebrities is the same. It's the same link. It's just celebrities is linked at the top, but it takes you to celebrity, which I'm
with a picture of Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do celebrity.
All right. Let's do it. Let's see what we got.
Here we go. Celebrity is a condition of fame and broad public recognition of a person or group as a result of the attention given to them by mass media.
All right. Now here's what I want to do. I want to play a little game with our listeners right now. All right. Okay. Because I am looking at a picture at the top of this page. I'm sure you are as well, Jethro. There are 6 people shown as like the epitome of celebrity, essentially, according to Wikipedia. All right. There are 6 people in this image. I want you, listener, right now to just put together, what do you think? Who are the 6 people that are shown on the top of this page? You know that Tom Cruise is already one of them because we said that. So you can put Tom Cruise on your list. You need 5 more.
I will give a hint. It is gender balanced. There are 3 men and 3 women.
That is good. That's good to give a hint. And I will also say that they are not all actors.
It's true.
I will say that. So put your list together. I'm going to give you a second to do that. We won't tell you who it is yet. We'll look through the page and see what else we can find, and we'll come back and tell you who it is. See if your list matches who they chose here. I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go on our Facebook group and you can tell us, did you get it right? Who were your 6 that you thought would be up there, or your Tom Cruise plus 5?
There are so many ways of interacting with our brand.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
And I tell you what, people that we pay read every email that you send in.
That's right. Everyone is read for sure.
So true. All right, Matt, can we reveal the 6 who are there?
I was going to let him keep thinking about it while we look through the page.
Okay, I love it. Fine, let's do that then. So rather than listening to the episode, think about that.
Oh, you want to tell him? All right, go ahead. Tell him, and then we can move on. That's a good idea.
All right, so I will say the 3 men's names. So they are Tom Cruise, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and football superstar Lionel Messi.
Yeah. Did you have those? Did you have either of those other 2 on there besides Tom Cruise? Maybe you did. Maybe you also included the 3 ladies that are on here. How about Beyonce?
Mm-hmm.
Queen Bee? Yeah, that might have been somebody you had on there. Did you think of Marilyn Monroe?
Yes.
Maybe you did. Maybe you did. Very famous, very famous. And of course, Naomi Campbell. Because she's the same level of famous as these other people. Right?
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
Same level of celebrity. So there you go. How did you do? Did you get 6 out of 6?
Again, Matt,
6, 4
I can't answer you because this is a podcast.
Well, tell me how you did. I'm not going to continue until I know.
He's still trying to shove a piece of paper onto my desk from hundreds of miles away.
Do you find this reasonable?
Yeah, so
Don't wait for the translation. Answer me now.
I am trying to find something having to do with Peg Entwistle, and I'm sorry to say, or even
nothing yet.
Even the Hollywood sign, and I'm not seeing it.
I mean, salad dressing is on here, so if it's on there,
got
to assume
fair deuce.
George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, all linked on here.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian is linked here. Sex tape. You can go to celebrity sex tape. You can, of course.
Why wouldn't you go
to a link to that?
Sex? I don't think Peg Entwistle made a celebrity sex tape, though.
Well, we don't really know, do we?
I feel like we do. I feel like
we may never know.
We absolutely know that she did not.
Oh, now come on, Jethro. We don't know that for sure. How about Mr. Beast? He's linked on here. Maybe they work together.
Possibly.
Possibly. Andy Warhol. There's your Andy Warhol. There it is. In fact, here's the whole thing. 15 minutes of fame is a phrase often used in reference to short-lived publicity and mistakenly attributed to Andy Warhol. It says it again here. It doesn't say who said it, but it's just mistakenly attributed.
Mm-hmm.
Entertainment industry-based professionals is a link, which might be a way to go. How about infamy?
Infamy?
Yeah.
Infamous?
Yeah. So famous. They're infamous.
All right. So there is a link to movie industry, which I feel like the Hollywood sign is such an iconic representation of the movie industry that could possibly get us there. Also, it could maybe have a link to Betty Davis, because Kristy said that Betty Davis was inspired by Peg Entwistle. So I feel like movie industry is a reasonable opportunity for us here.
Yeah, there's a list, and you know how I hate going to lists, but there is a list of celebrities. There's also a link to a 1993 BBC documentary television series and book by Clive James called Fame in the 20th Century.
Yeah, but we have no idea if Peg Entwistle's sad demise resulted from fame. And I'm guessing the fact that she only had the one posthumous film, the answer is no. I mean, who knows what was going on with her to cause her to make that choice. But I don't think it was fame.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. There is a health implications, but there does not seem to be anything related to, like, there's psychological and there's addictive and there's stalking. Yeah. But there doesn't seem to be anything on here about any sort of depression related things or anything like that, which is great, which is fine. I am glad that there's that.
So I like movie industry, and I'm happy to entertain whatever ideas you have, but I'm calling my shot here.
Yeah, I guess my concern is that it seems like she was more known for her stage acting than her film acting, since, as you pointed out, there was only one posthumous film that she was in. So that's my biggest concern there, but I don't see a lot related to stage performing on here. I see, actors as far as movies and television are concerned. I see athletes. I see singers. A West End theater is on here, but I mean, obviously that's in the UK. So it sounds like she was in New York. So probably not.
It's a hell of a town. New York.
New York. Yeah, sure is.
Bronx is up and the battery's down.
That's from a song.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Written by Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol attributed.
And Steely Dan. They wrote it together.
Steely Dan was involved, but I just think it was a lot of just inspirational stuff. All right, you are
suggesting.
Say it again.
Movie industry.
All right, let's do it because I don't have a better idea for you.
Yeah,
so.
You've hemmed and hawed long enough. So it's under the history section. It is near the picture of Charlie Chaplin. The film industry or motion picture industry comprises the technological and commercial institutions of filmmaking, production companies, film studios, yada, 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 yada. Oh my gosh, look at that. The first picture is a picture of the Hollywood sign.
I'll be damned, it sure is. Look at that. And there's a link underneath it to the page for Hollywood sign.
Matt, I feel like we got to click on this.
I mean, I want to make sure that she's not on this page. This is a super long page.
Indeed.
Probably not.
Cinema of the Russian Empire is listed on here. That's good.
Okay.
I mean, they talk about like the movie business globally. There's a section for Korea, Hong Kong, Philippines, Iran, Israel, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Pakistan, etc., etc. So yeah, it is.
Is there
now there's a history section
from North Korea about cutting our hair?
In accordance with the communist lifestyle? No,
correct.
I don't believe that there is.
All right, wanted to check.
There is a history section, though, a more general history section that I am just skimming through to see if anything exciting is listed here. And by exciting, of course, I mean a link to Peg Entwistle's Wikipedia.
Yeah, I figured that's what you meant by exciting.
Hollywood, Hollywood. Cecil B. DeMille, Charlie Chaplin. Hollywood sign is also linked down here. Originally read Hollywoodland. It was erected in 1923 to advertise new housing development in the hills above Hollywood. And that is all it says about the Hollywood sign on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I feel like we got to go to the Hollywood sign.
You're ready to go. You're saying you've looked at everything that could possibly be a link out of here, and Peg is not linked in here. Is that what you're telling me?
No, that's not what I'm telling you at all. Here's what I'm telling you. This is about the film industry globally. And the most notable thing that Peg Entwistle did was jump off the Hollywood sign. And if she is not mentioned on the blurb that talks about the erection of the Hollywood sign and its importance to film, yes, I said erection. Then she is not on this page.
That's a hard one to get over, huh?
Oh God, I'm so glad that you found joy in this. Yeah. What else? You have a positive suggestion, or you just want to poo-poo my my things?
I kind of just want to poo-poo your things.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to get us very far.
Yeah, I don't. I agree with you. I don't see much else on here that's going to help us get where we need to go. So if she is not on that Hollywood sign page, we are in for a very long walk, my friend. But I'd say let's go there.
We are. But I will say this, that if she's not, then whoever's curating Wikipedia is doing it wrong.
Well, let's go find out if they're doing it wrong. Oh my God, they're not doing it wrong. Jethro, I looked at the contents side of this page.
Oh my God, she's got a whole section.
She's got a whole section.
It is. It's crazy that she's got a whole section because it is literally one sentence long.
One sentence. That is correct.
September 1932, 24-year-old actress Peg Entwistle died by suicide by climbing a workman's ladder up to the top of the H and jumping to her death. All right, then. Peg Entwistle. There it is.
A workman's ladder. So if the workman had just taken his damn ladder down.
Indeed. Millicent Lillian Peg Entwistle.
That's right.
Was a British stage and screen actress.
Oh, so she was British. I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but Kristy mentioned that.
Well, she mentioned that the last name was more common in the UK, but I didn't realize that Peg actually came from the UK. I wasn't clear on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, and maybe she didn't explicitly state it, but I've heard the story so many times.
Got it. Yeah, it looks like she was from Wales, actually.
There you go. Look at that.
Married in Wales to English parents. So there it is. I don't want to read too much about this because we're going to be here next week. Because next week, Jethro, is our final episode of the season where we will travel from Peg Entwistle back to our starting point, which was I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, I have no idea. Where was our starting point?
Mockumentary?
Oh no,
No.
The Decameron.
The Decameron. There we go.
The Decameron was our
The
starting
Decameron.
point. So there it is. So we have, but we have done it. We have reached our destination from Kawaii to Peg Entwistle. And Jethro, it took us a little longer than it has for a lot of our walks this season. It took us 7 to get here. And as is tradition, since I was the first to speak in the episode, I'll be the first to reveal. I guessed 6 this time.
You guessed 6. I guessed 5. And you are the winner.
What? Jethro.
Matt, you're crushing it.
What is happening this season? This is unlike anything I've ever seen before.
This is a reversion to the mean, I believe.
Is that what it is? Wow, you're good with the math terms. Yeah, look at that. Our current scores 11-3, and if I'm not mistaken, our final 4 was what we were doing for the stakes, and I've now won 3 of those 4. So
you have indeed. It is.
So it's been determined.
There's nothing left. You've won it all, Matt. You're a great and grand champion, and the world should love you. Gosh,
thanks for saying that, Jethro. I really appreciate it. It helps my ego on those nights when it's cold and I'm lonely. I really appreciate it. I will think of those words always, and I will listen to them over and over again in my head. And all this recording, I guess, because we're recording this.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. But this is great. So as I said, next week will be our final episode of season 10. So if you've been joining us this whole ride, tune in and find out if we're able to get from Peg Entwistle back to the Decameron and see how this season wraps up. We'll probably do a little, we talk about some of our favorite moments of the season, Jethro. Do you think we'll do that next episode?
I think we can make room for that. Yeah.
Because we won't have a guest, so we'll have plenty of room because it'll just be the 2 of us. So folks, if you like listening to just us, next week is a special gift to you. And if you don't like that, wait till season 11, I guess. I don't really know what else to say, but I'm looking forward to it. How about you, buddy?
Me too, man. Always. It's a great old time.